Well, I think you have enough nurses. I'll get back to the hospital. If you need me, you call me.
Thanks.
Okay.
Eve, can I speak to you downstairs for a minute?
Sure.
Can I talk to you first? Do you mind?
No.
Oh, boy. You're right. It's going to take a crowbar to pry that woman loose, but your father isn't helping much, you know.
Look, could you stay here for a while with him? I need to go find somebody.
You know, hey. Now then, your contract as head of Spaulding Pharmacy?
I think that's probably expired by now.
Well, I don't know about that. There was a recent court ruling which may hold you to that agreement.
Wait a minute, Ross, you sure that they can do that?
I don't know. I can look it up, though. Well, that book doesn't seem to be here. My secretary must have it. In the meantime, I suggest that you negotiate a very nice golden parachute with your aunt.
Yeah, well, the chances of that are pretty much slim to none. I'm betting on none.
I am just trying to give you an out.
I appreciate that, Ross, okay? But I have something, a cushion, just in case my days get a little rainy.
If things get difficult between you and Alexandra, I represent Spaulding Enterprises, not you.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that.
Very good.
So, how are the wedding plans coming? Oh, wait a minute here. Excuse me. I'm not sure I know the rules. I can discuss my most personal, multi-million-dollar future business plans with you, but when it comes to, hey, Ross, how are the wedding plans coming, that's completely off limits?
That's about it.
How long are you going to hold this grudge?
Until you're toothless, hairless, and penniless. And as for now, forget about my wedding, all right? Don't send a card, don't send a gift. If possible, don't read about it.
You mean I'm not expected to get an engraved invitation? You get a chance? Thanks for your time.
Dolores.
Yeah.
The appellate decision book for 92, it's missing, and so is 91, by the way.
Well, I don't have them. Were you looking for something in my desk before?
No, of course not, Dolores. I wouldn't dream of touching your perfect desk. Besides, you keep it locked.
Well, it wasn't locked when I came in. As a matter of fact, one of the drawers was standing wide open.
I don't see any sign of a forced entry.
Oh, hi, Vanessa.
What's going on?
Somebody broke into the office. Nothing's missing except a couple of law books, but things have been moved around in a drawer my secretary usually keeps locked. Was found wide
I'll
open.
wait outside.
Look, do you think the culprit might have been your cleaning service?
No, I've already checked that. Now, I know this may look like mischief, but I wouldn't have called you detective if I didn't think it was serious.
All right, can you be a little bit more specific?
Yeah, I can give you a name. Hardman. Paul Hardman.
That's 4 more hours, bozo! All right, if you're gonna keep banging, I'll get you your money. Banging every minute, every second of the day. Buzz, how'd you find me?
Nadine was very impressed that you were staying at the Welland. But I don't think she's been here for 20 years. This must have been the broom closet.
Yeah? Well, next time you visit me, I'll be in a suite at the Springfield Inn. So why don't you wait downstairs while I get dressed? I am a good judge of character. I pegged you the first time I saw you.
As what?
The kind of guy who would rob from his own son.
$100,000 that Paul Hardman stole from the bank was never recovered. So when I saw that somebody broke in here, I figured Paulie might have come back to get some information about the money.
You mean you think he knows that you know what happened to it?
I prosecuted his case, so he could very well think that, yeah.
Right. I'll be in touch.
Thank you, Detective. I appreciate it. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll get better at hiding it.
It's good to see you, Vanessa. And Peter. Hi. Oh, Dinah called me earlier. I'm getting very excited about her arrival. And before all this happened at the office, I meant to call and tell you that she's welcome to stay with Blake and myself if things are a little difficult for you these days.
How do you think that would look? I mean, how do you think it would look if a young unmarried girl came to town and stayed with her father and his fiancée instead of her mother?
Dinah fully expects to stay with you, Vanessa. I'm just offering my help.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm asking for your legal opinion. How do you think it would look?
Look to whom?
To anyone. To anyone who questions my fitness as a mother.
I don't think anybody questions your fitness as a mother.
Oh, no? What about Bridget? What about Bridget Reardon? And what about the lawyer that she's going to hire to represent her to try and take Peter away?
Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't stealing, Buzz. You weren't stealing. You were just borrowing. You just don't get it, do you? You don't insult someone you want something from. Especially somebody who can call up your parole officer if you push him too far. Yeah, well, why don't we both keep our smart mouths shut? Just give me the box. It gets lost for 5 minutes, huh?
I'm not going anyplace. My son gave that to my daughter-in-law as a present. I'm not letting that out of my sight.
All right, then turn around. Come on, give me some privacy for crying out loud.
Okay. Wow. Got a lot for that Bonneville. Must have been nearly vintage.
Stay out of my stuff.
That's how you paid for these palatial digs.
What is this?
Oh, correspondence scores? Can you draw this wabbit?
Obviously, you have never met anyone with any artistic talent. There's a lot of money to be made in fashion illustration.
Oh, I'm sorry. That hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. That's good. That's almost as good as they have in the newspaper.
Look, Buzz, let me just get back to what I was doing. Huh?
Sorry. What's the matter? Something missing?
I don't know how dumb you think I am, Buzz. The glue is still wet. Where's the key?
Oh, the key to the $400,000 you stashed away. I got it! And you're the only one that knows where the key goes to. So maybe, gee, we can do business.
If you came here to find out if I've accepted Bridget as a client, the answer is no, I have not.
But you do know that she's threatening to file for custody, don't you? Of course you know. Ed's your best friend.
And so are you. And I am not going to deliberately put myself between my two closest friends in this case. Or is that what you came here to ask me to do?
No. No, I'm just running scared. Bridget made her threat, and then nothing. Silence. I haven't heard a thing. I don't know what's going on. I'm not about to ask Bridget, and I'm not going to ask Ed, and so I just thought that... I'm not going to ask you to take my side in this. I'm not going to try and hire you as a lawyer, because I don't think that would look good. I mean, I don't think that I should be the first person to hire a lawyer. Do you?
I don't understand what you're saying. Do you think that would reflect badly on your ability as a mother, or what?
Oh, come on. We both know that if Bridget does hire somebody, and if he's smart, he's going to do everything he can to make me look really bad. I mean, I've cut back on my hours at work so that I can be with Peter more, but I don't know if it's enough. I have a nanny. I don't know if that's good for me or bad for me. And I meant what I said about Dinah living with you. Would that look good for me? And what really haunts me is the fact that Dinah may be here when all of this comes to a head, and that she may be forced to go through the ordeal of testifying herself. Now, you are my friend, and you're a lawyer. And I was hoping that you could give me some advice.
Vanessa, you have always put the welfare of your children first. So my advice is to keep on doing that. Believe me, that is your best defense. Don't let what's happening in your life change the way you do things.
Well, I just keep thinking of how everything could change for Peter.
Excuse me. Ross Marler. Is he all right? No, don't do that. I'll be right there. Thanks, Blue. It's been an accident. He's been surgery.
What?
He's all right. In fact, he's already home. Dolores, I'm going to be at Dr. Bauer's house if I'm needed, okay? Look, Vanessa, I will call you tonight, all right?
No, wait a minute. We'll come with you. Just let me get his hat. Come here, guy. Let's go.
Dr. Bauer. Dr. Ed Bauer, call 136. Emergency. Dr. Bauer. Dr. Bauer.
Roger?
Daddy wanted to see you.
What made you think this was a good idea?
Blame me. I heard your arm was incapacitated, so I knew you weren't going to be throwing one of your famous haymakers. I figured the timing was right.
For what?
To talk about Bridget and Hart's baby.
Could you leave us alone?
Look, you and I have been able to call a truce before when it's been to our mutual advantage. It's why we owe our lives to each other. I think we are in a position to give each other an incredible gift. We both suffered some crushing losses this last year. I feel like Peter is the future. He's a sign that something in those losses is recoverable. Now, Billy is clearly unfit to raise a child. He's gone. The two of us could mount a very effective legal protest against leaving him in a household that never had any right to him in the first place. A much stronger case, as a matter of fact, than either of us could make alone. For once in our lives, Ed, we can be on the same side.
You know, Roger, if I thought you had any real legal claim on this child, I would be scared out of my wits right now. Because I can see that you truly believe that you're on some divine mission here. I mean, Peter is not Bridget's son or Hart's son. It's Roger Thorpe's grandson, and you were trying to con me into letting you get your hands on him.
My son is still unaware that he has a child, much less that somebody else is raising it. You robbed me of Chrissy's childhood. Now, I'm not going to let history repeat itself. I'm not going to let you get away with that again.
But Roger, you've got everything you want now. You've got Holly, you've got Blake, you've got Billy in jail, but still, you feel somehow robbed and cheated because you can never have enough. If it weren't Peter, it would be someone else. I mean, I almost feel sorry for you, you know, but no, thank you.
You're making a big mistake, Ed.
Well, so what are you going to do about it? You're going to have yourself shot again and somehow manage to blame me?
Listen, I was being generous coming to you. You know, for Peter's sake. I had no idea how little Maureen's niece meant to you.
All right, look. Bridget and Vanessa may have to face each other in court, but you don't have to have any part of this.
No, my son doesn't either. If you have anything to say about it, he's got no rights at all, right?
Your son spent the night with Bridget. A night with Bridget, and then he left town. He wasn't around when she found out that she was pregnant. He wasn't around when she had to deal with what she was going to do with the baby. You don't even know if he is aware of these rights that you are talking about. And I think that if Bridget thought that he was, that if he cared about it, she would have told him by now.
Yeah, but you were around, weren't you? Her loving uncle, weren't you? She didn't tell you. Why not? See, whether you believe it or not, I care what happens to Bridget. I was trying to help her. I came to you in good faith. I will never, ever make that mistake again. it feel to know your uncle doesn't give a damn about you?
Hi, honey. How is Ed doing?
Hi. He's a little weak, but that's to be expected. Where's Michelle?
She's in the living room. She's calling about her schoolwork.
Oh, okay. Well,
You
I'd
want
like
me
to
to
see
take
her.
Peter?
Yeah. He's a little sleepy. Here you are.
Come on, big guy.
Here's his bottle. I'll see you soon, sweetie.
What? Hey, Peter. I'm your Aunt Blake. Pretty impressive, I know. Gosh, it was really strange when I opened up the door and saw you and Vanessa there. You guys look like this little family, and Peter was Dinah, and then I kind of looked at him and I went, he's really my family. Wow. It's my brother's son.
I'm going to go see Ed, all right?
I wouldn't do that. He's got company. Hey, Peter.
Vanessa's a little touchy about what happens to Peter these days, so don't.
What do you think I'm going to do? Drop him or run off with him?
Oh, this does not bode well for the marriage if you can't trust your bride-to-be to hold her brother's baby for a couple of seconds. Or do you want her to just cut off ties with every single member of her family? Keith.
Don't touch him.
How's Billy?
Get out of my way.
Give him a message for me. Tell him my lawyer and I were down at the Hall of Justice this morning. We were filing a petition on Hart's behalf. It's the first step to getting this illegal adoption invalidated. I think you all know that there is an unshakable bond between a parent and a child. And I'm going to do everything in my power to protect Hart's rights and the rights of his son.
Roger, this is Ed's kitchen, not the Supreme Court.
You don't think my son has an elemental right to know that he has a child?
Just leave me out of it, all right?
No, it's not all right. As a matter of fact, I'd like you to explain to everybody here who still doesn't understand why I will not let up until Peter is back where he belongs.
Ross, there's no legal precedent for this, is there?
I don't know off the top of my head. This is a difficult question, Vanessa.
No, it isn't. My dad is Peter's grandfather. Why shouldn't he file for custody?
Because I'm the one who gave birth to Peter. Or doesn't anyone here remember that? You're gonna help me now, aren't you? Come here, sweetie.
Vanessa, you know how badly I feel about this, but this is an untenable situation. I am not going to get caught in the middle of it, all right? But there's somebody I think that can help you.
That last lawyer you gave me was absolutely no good at all.
I know. I heard that you didn't get along. This man's name is Sidney Dickerson. Matter of fact, he just won a custody case. It was in all the papers, a child in Chicago.
Oh, I read about that. Yes, he was wonderful.
Well, he interned for me a couple of years ago. He's young, but I guarantee you, he's a first-rate attorney.
Yeah, well, that may be, but can he stand up to a man like Roger Thorpe?
He'll do what has to be done, Vanessa. In fact, he could be there right now.
Where?
He's at WSPR.
WSPR? Are you telling me that he's Roger's man?
No, he's just been freelancing there for a while. Listen, I could take you over and introduce you if you want.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I just want to get him home.
Okay.
All right, just let me get his hat.
Leave on.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't want to give you the baby because Roger would have taken him right out of your arms.
Well, so what? Is it so outrageous a man would want to hold his own grandchild? I'm going to check on Michelle.
Bridget, would you tell Ed that I'll come back and see him later?
All right, just let me get his stuff ready, and I'll be right with you. Bye. Wait. We don't have to do it this way.
Why don't you let me have Peter? I'll get the car and bring him back.
Okay. Don't forget the toy.
I won't. No.
Oh, wait. It's home. You know what you said upstairs earlier, you were right. We don't have to involve the law in this.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean that unless you and I get together, I mean, if Roger finds Hart, Vanessa, we could both end up losing Peter.
Hart hasn't been found. He doesn't want to be found.
But Roger sounds like he's getting awful close to finding him.
I know. Roger's bluffing.
That's what I thought at first, but what if he's not? Just think about it for a minute. Because unless the two of us get together and come to some kind of a decision, Roger may have a chance at getting Peter, and I couldn't stand that.
Neither could I.
Well, there's one thing that I can think of that would stop that. Give Peter to me. I know I realize how awful that would be for you, and I realize how much you love him. But what else can we do? If we come to a decision like this on our own, then the courts will listen to that. They will, and no judge in his right mind is going to hear Roger's case or plea or whatever it is that this man thinks he has on us. Because we would have come to this on our own and the issue would have already been solved. Vanessa, I don't mean to scare you. I really don't. I do know how much you love him. You could come visit him anytime you wanted. You're already like a second mother to him. Please, will you just think about this? You won't even think about this? You won't even do that much?